relax, sweetheart. Relax, relax. Do not.
Another banger. Make a phone, make a phone, 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 make a call, make a keep a phone, 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 your body.
Hi everyone, welcome back to D. Renee's The OT Chronicles. If you haven't already done so, do those big 3 things for me. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and then leave a comment down below. I love interacting with all of you. All right, we have so much stuff to talk about, so let's get right into it. So let's start off with the big elephant in the room. Your girl cut her hair, you know, I'm now rocking a shortcut. If you haven't followed me on Instagram, make sure you follow me on Instagram. I have 2 Instagrams. If you have, then you already would have seen my shortcut. How do you like it? Let me know in the comments below. It's something new, but something old at the same time, but I'm absolutely loving it. So yeah, let's also address the real elephant in the room. Your girl is now a fully licensed occupational therapist, and I'm just so happy and excited, and I'm ready to finally share everything with you, all the way down to the job search, the licensure process, and studying for the board. So enough chit chat, let's get into those nitty-gritty details. All right, so studying for the boards, that's the first topic we're going to talk about. Now, the NBCOT, that is a beast within itself, but I'm telling you, you will be able to get through it. So I was able to do it is I actually studied for 2 months. Now, my original plan was not to study for 2 months. It was really only to study for 6 weeks. I really wanted to take my exam in May, but I wound up taking my exam in June. So basically what kind of happened with that is when it comes down to picking out your date for the NBCOT, you have to go on there and you have to see what are the available dates. And for me, the only date that was available at that time when I felt ready to take the exam was in June, which is about 8 weeks. So for all of the questions that you have been asking me in regards to how long I studied for the boards and what I recommend, I'm going to tell you the 6 to 8 week mark is more than enough time. Like, you will be okay. When you take the exam, you're going to feel like you literally didn't study enough, you didn't put enough time, but I'm telling you, you did. I really felt like that before I took the exam. Everyone feels like that. Everyone is so nervous. So it's not uncommon to feel like you don't know anything. But I'm telling you that you do, and you will be okay, and you will do fine, and you will pass your boards. Now, some things I wanted to talk about with the boards. It is a 4-hour exam. It does cost $515. You do not have to pay that outright up front. All you have to do is actually wait until you feel like you're ready to take the exam. So for me, I didn't pay that amount of money until around week 5. Week 5, I would say, I actually put out the $515 and applied and got my exam date and everything like that. So keep that in mind. I actually started studying like right away. I took a week off after my last clinical rotation and then just hopped right into it. Something else that I would recommend is that you study about 4 hours minimum per day. If you do have a job like I did, the way I scheduled it is I studied in the mornings and I worked at night. So I kind of situated it as if I was taking the exam. So I wouldn't really study at night because I'm not going to be taking the exam at night. I took my exam at 8:30 in the morning. So like I was up and studying every day, getting used to being up that early and having my brain work through those questions and everything. So I definitely would say study about 4 hours a day and try your best. I only studied Monday to Friday. I did not study on the weekends. I gave myself some breaks as well. Another recommendation I would give is to make a study plan. Now, I'm saying this to you, but I made one for myself and I didn't follow it. So take with that whatever you want. I feel like I wrote down a study plan. I said I was going to do this, this, and this. And I just kind of followed the flow. I am someone that I thought I really liked that organized kind of way of studying, and I realized I really don't. I just kind of studied as much as I could throughout the day, took the practice quizzes, took the practice exams, and then I was fine. The things that I would recommend for you to help you out with studying is the AOTA PDFs. Please get those. Like, oh my gosh, I cannot stress that enough. For all of you that have been messaging me about that, make sure you get the AOTA PDFs. that definitely saved me. It goes through everything, gives you a practice exam, gives you those practice questions. It's beautiful. So definitely check that out. The second thing I would recommend is the NBCOT study exam. Now, I actually bought the study kit. I personally felt like I wasted my money on that study kit. I would really suggest just buy the practice exam. I used that practice exam literally a week before I took my actual real exam. It was great. I passed. I felt great about myself because that literally was a practice exam from the NBCOT. So those are the two main things that I recommend about studying for the NBCOT when it comes to materials. All right, so we're going to get into the licensure process. So the licensure process is a little tricky and it's different for every single state. So for all of you that are asking me like how long it took for me to get my license, all that stuff, it changes per state. So the only states I can talk about is New Jersey, and a surprise state that you have to stay tuned to the end to figure out where I'm actually moving to start my career. Now the licensure process, like I said, it does change amongst every state. So if it is possible for you to start that licensure process kind of before you take your exam, try. One thing that I did is I waited until after I got my scores back from my exam. I will say that for the state that I applied to, I was very lucky and they had a very quick licensure process. So my license only took 2 weeks for it to come through. Now, there are some things that are different, like I said. Let me just say that again. Every state is different. Let me repeat one more time. Every state is different for the licensure process. Now, I'm going to tell you, New Jersey, if you are a New Jersey resident and you're looking to get an occupational therapy license in New Jersey, that is very slow. Like, my classmates are waiting 2.5 months to 3 months for their license, which means they cannot work as an occupational therapist in New Jersey until you get your license. You can't work anywhere in any state until you get your license. So you're waiting and waiting and waiting. You may be applying to jobs, but jobs will not hire you because you don't have a license. So keep that in mind. I would definitely look up how long it kind of takes for your state, whatever state you're looking at, how long that licensure process takes, because it is extremely important. So if it's possible for you to start it before you get your scores, start it before you get your scores. And like I said, every licensure process is different. So like for New Jersey, they require a couple more things than the state that I actually applied to, they required. So it's a little different. But the licensure process, I would say for me, it cost me $100 for my license. I know in New Jersey, for that license, that's $100 too. So yeah, that's the information I can give you for the licensure process. I hope that's helpful. Make sure you stay tuned to the end to figure out what state I actually applied to, and again, where I'll be working to start my OT career. Now, job searching. So you passed your boards, you have your license now, you're searching for jobs. What I would say, once you pass your boards, start applying, but change your resume. So your resume is now no longer going to be like an OT student resume. It's going to be like an OT practitioner resume. So on my resumes, the first thing I did is I put OTR next to my name. I also put like whatever state I was applying to, I put like that license and I said pending. I also put my OTR registration number on my resume. So like I was telling companies I'm in the process of waiting for my license. That's something that you definitely want to start doing for your resume so that after you get your scores and stuff, you can start applying to jobs. Certain companies will kind of talk to you and be like, how long are you waiting for your license? When did you apply for your license? They may kind of still keep you on their radar, which is kind of what you want. So you want to start that process like fairly quickly. Now, for me, I actually got my scores June 9th. So June 9th, I was like,
oh, I'm an OTR now. So
the next day, I literally changed my entire resume. I updated my resume. Pause. If you want to see like what I put on my resume, or you want an updated resume video, comment that down below, because that's something that I feel like would be helpful for you as like a new practitioner. So yeah, leave that as a comment down below. Okay, let's continue. Something that I would say with the job searching is definitely you want to get your resume out there to companies and let them know, hey, I just passed my boards, now I'm just waiting for my license. The next thing you want to do is apply to a population that you're passionate about. For me, it has always been pediatrics, children. I love it. I've always loved it. And so I tailored my resume to kind of cater to pediatrics, because that's the jobs that I was applying for. Pediatric outpatient clinics, pediatric hospital settings, pediatric private practices, pediatric schools, like stuff like that. The school systems I was applying to. So I applied everywhere because I knew like I wanted to be in pediatrics. And it kind of helped me having, you know, other experiences, other places, because that's what I pulled from during my interview process. Yes, I, for instance, was applying to a school district. They saw my resume and they asked me about my hands placement. So I was able to pull some things from that can be translated into the school district. I also had another placement at a school district, so they asked me about my experience then. So just be ready for your interviews, because they are going to ask you about your level 2 rotations. They're going to ask you the most common questions, which are literally, what are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? Like, they're gonna ask you those things. So you want to be ready for that. Like, get prepared, because you are starting your career at this point. Now, the 2 main platforms I used to apply for jobs was Indeed.com, but then also LinkedIn. I know LinkedIn, everyone's like, what? But LinkedIn actually has some good jobs and stuff on there. So check out LinkedIn too. So I applied to both of those, and I actually found the job that I took the offer from Indeed.com. And yeah, so that's kind of how the job searching went for me. And we'll kind of get into the big reveal, which is next. Okay, so before I say the big reveal, I do want to talk about, you know, the offer process. The offer process is definitely something that's very exciting as a new grad, because you're like, oh my gosh, these companies want me. Now, I was blessed, and it's only by the grace of God that I was blessed with 4 different offers from 4 different companies. So I actually had to sit down and make a pros and cons list for literally each company. I went through their salary, what they were going to pay me. I went through if they had a mentorship program. I wanted to see location-wise where they were at. I wanted to see what kind of benefits they were offering. That's something that I really want you to pay close attention to, because benefits are important, like health insurance, dental insurance, if they're going to reimburse you for your mileage, they're going to give you relocation assistance. Like, you want to know those things. So make sure that you're paying attention to the benefits. Continuing competency is a great one, because you know as an OT you need to have CEUs to continue to have an active license. So you want to see if they give you money towards that. Those are just a little bit of the things that you want to focus on. So if you were blessed just like me and you have multiple different offers, I highly suggest you make a pros and cons list and you kind of figure out just where you feel the best kind of pull and where your gut kind of tells you you want to go. I will say the first offer you get, you want to take it. You're excited. You're like, oh my gosh, they want me. But listen, relax, sweetheart. Relax. Do not take the first offer that somebody offers you. Like, no, you want to wait it out. Like, you want to give some time, because other offers are going to come through. So that's what I did. I did not take the first offer that was given to me. I kind of waited, especially because I used not the excuse, but I used the fact that, like, I am moving to a new state, so I need time to find an apartment, do all those things. So I can't give you an answer right now. Would it be possible if I can give you an answer within like a 2-week span or a 1-week span? Most companies were like, great, sure, like, just let me know, keep me updated, things like that. And by me doing that, I was able to get 4 offers. So then I had more things on the table, and I was able to kind of understand what I wanted, what I didn't want. I really hope that makes sense. Okay, so now we can finally get into the big, great reveal. All right, I know you've all been waiting for, so let's just give ourselves, like, you know, a big drum roll, a big clap, you know, because this is a lot. All right, so I am moving to North Carolina. Yay! I know you're already like, what? North Carolina? Okay, so little backstory. I have family in North Carolina, but also my family is in like the New Jersey, Philadelphia area. I wanted something new. I'm starting my career and I did not want to stay in New Jersey. I just didn't. I've been here my entire life. And so I was like, why not start something new in a new state, but I also have family there. So we are moving to North Carolina. All of those offers were in North Carolina. My license took 2 weeks for me to get in North Carolina. I got an amazing offer with a Black-owned clinic, and I am just in awe by this clinic, and I'm so happy with my choice. I have a great gut feeling about it. It is a full-time position with a whole bunch of benefits. And it's also, 40 hours a week. So it's something that I'm very excited about. I'm really, really excited for the growth that I'm gonna see in myself by working in this company. It is an outpatient pediatric clinic, but I also will be seeing adults as well in like a hand therapy kind of setting too. So remember how I said I did not want to do hand therapy? Look at me now. Just look at me now. Because I'm doing hand therapy, but I'm also doing pediatrics as well. So isn't that something? I'm just very excited and very thankful, and I'm so happy to take you all on this journey with me. So the next couple of videos will honestly be about my transition as a new grad, moving to a new state, starting a full-time position, 40 hours a week, seeing a whole bunch of kids and adults, and just how I navigate that. There's a lot of things that you have to think about, because this is my first time like in my first apartment by myself. Like, I pay the rent, all that stuff. So it's a big transition, but I'm extremely blessed. I'm extremely thankful. I can only thank God for just having his hand in all of this. I couldn't do it without him. I'm very, very thankful for like my family, my friends, my support system. I'm thankful for all of you and all your nice comments and your shares about me passing my boards. Like, you guys blew up my Instagram. I am just in awe with just how much support and love and positive energy I have gotten on this journey, and I just want to say thank you all so much. So if you want to just see how this new grad OT with a shortcut is going to be rocking it in North Carolina, stay tuned. I am so excited for this new chapter, and I can't thank you guys enough. All right, so that is the end of today's video. Thank you so much for staying with me on this update. Make sure you stay tuned for my next video, and I will see you all in North Carolina. All right, bye.
Another banger. Make a come, make a keep a the bum, your body.